Hi, my name is Allie Hill. Today I'm going to be talking with hospitality managers about how to handle performance reviews during the COVID-19 pandemic. This presentation today was researched by Elena Holtz. First, we're going to discuss how to make the process easier in general. The annual performance review has long been a fraught ritual that both managers and employees dread. The familiar workload associated with performance reviews can include conducting check-ins with multiple employees at least monthly, holding quarterly meetings that can include feedback from colleagues and subordinates, writing detailed reports, analyzing feedback surveys, and an annual meeting about salaries and bonuses. The number one concern is how time-consuming this process is. Managers can spend an average of 210 hours per year on performance management. So how can we change this? This can be especially difficult on hospitality managers whose tasks go many different directions and they don't often have this much time to spend on performance review, but the performance of their employees is vital to the success of the company. There are several ways to make this new era of performance reviews less cumbersome. As managers, we should get employees more invested in the process by having them do the bulk of the prep work for the check-ins and meetings. Make sure to give employees plenty of time to prepare. Try to act like coaches and make the frequent sessions less formal with an emphasis on keeping them collaborative. Use templates and frameworks with directed questions for employees to answer. These questions can include, what are my priorities right now? What obstacles am I running into? And what feedback have I received? Employees should use feedback technology to automate more parts of this process. We can also make it less cumbersome by changing the dynamic that is typically associated with this process. You can improve employee performance more effectively and efficiently by using a collaborative approach, and that can start with the initial conversation at the beginning of the year. Use the first meeting in a year to establish 3 to 5 goals with your employees and stay away from subjective behavioral goals. We want to make them more measurable. Make sure to give workers meaningful feedback and make the conversations more team-oriented. For instance, get an employee's peers to give them feedback. Peer input can help reduce some of the burden on managers and emphasize the team aspect of the process. The employee evaluation process can be made more manageable by feedback technology. For instance, formally capture all performance conversations and feedback in the organization's human capital management system. Now we're going to go more into the performance reviews and how they're changed during COVID-19. As millions of Americans work remotely during the coronavirus pandemic, and as managers unaccustomed to supervising employees from afar, we face challenges in evaluating performance and providing good feedback. How can we review someone who can't do their job the way they're accustomed to doing it? This starts with shifting tactics. The percentage of workers who say their employer offered them flex time or remote work options grew from 39% in mid-March to 57% by early April. These drastic changes mean that several strategies, some that were in place before the virus and some that are new, have been implemented in workplaces to measure workforce production in the age of COVID-19. With more and more employees working from their homes, traditional annual performance reviews should be replaced with more appropriate processes. Annual reviews would be ineffective as employees need feedback and support now while working remotely. We should focus on providing in-the-moment feedback, and that has proved helpful during the virus. Employees should know what they're doing right and where they can improve rather than waiting until the end of the year when it's too late to do anything about it. This also involves a shifting of roles. Managers need to show flexibility when evaluating remote workers, allowing time for a learning curve and understanding that there will be hiccups. Workers are now learning new skills that can be used in ways they never knew existed, and they're helping in areas of companies that may have been foreign to them just weeks ago. Check in with your remote workers weekly if possible. Sales and marketing department employees should not be evaluated based on revenue like before. The emphasis should now be on what the employees need help with, what they'd like to work on, as well as how to work on certain tasks remotely. Following this new performance review blueprint hasn't been easy during the pandemic. The biggest setback at first has been communication. We're moving from a management culture where leaders are steps away from an employee's desk to a scenario where leadership isn't physically present. That leads to many questions not being asked by the manager or employee until it comes time for the performance review. On the upside, there are new opportunities to discuss performance more broadly. With traditional performance reviews, employees were using much of their allotted time to discuss small ticket items, leaving them with little time to focus on development and what they can do better. By establishing more regular check-ins, employees are leaving sessions feeling more capable and motivated than ever. This is especially prevalent in our front office operations because the entire dynamic of hotel operations has changed. Hotel workers face many unique challenges compared to other industries, and we're seeing a lot of never before use of remote technology. Improving and updating performance reviews can help remove a lot of that strain that's now fallen on front office workers and make things much less stressful during this uncertain time. Thank you so much for watching this presentation for managers, and we hope you use this to improve your performance reviews in your own companies.